It belongs to rower. It belongs to rower. Lioness, awake. Why are you a vegetable when you are a lioness? Lion, arise. I stir up the gift of God within you. Apostle, arise. Prophetess, arise. Watchwoman, priest. In our days, and we've discovered a system of heaven that God will not come until man begins to call. Bible said, quicken us that we may call. In the book of Genesis 4 verse 26, Bible said that from unto Enos was born Seth, and from that time man began. A system was brought into place, because hitherto to that time men needed not to call on God. God appears to men. God does not need to come. There is no need to be praying and say, Lord, encounter. Adam never prayed for an encounter once. But Bible said God walks in the garden and come. So there was no difference between God and Adam. There was this perpetual intertwining that went on between the heavens and the earth. But after the fall of man, certain systems was put in place to ensure that God does not become scarce. Because the fall of man is the first caused a disparity between the heavens and the earth. And that's why the Bible said, woe to the earth, the inhabitants of the earth, because the accuser, there was something that was despair. And so therefore, if God will interfere in the affairs of men, man will be having the responsibility to call him. And that's why the psalmist said, quicken us that we may call. Calling on God was the system put in place to introduce God into a generation, to introduce God into a territory. Men must learn how to call on God. Before now it was not so, but because of the fall of man, if God will be on the scene again, if God will be popular again, it will be on the strength of the calling of men. If the true God will emerge again, it will be on the strength of men that call on God. Your family will continue in what they are going through if there is no priest calling on God. Our territory will remain in doom and in obscurity until a generation of people began to call upon the name. And as they begin to call upon the name of the Lord in consistency and in obedience to instruction, God will begin to penetrate them, bringing back again his covenants into their land, all their lives, all their families. God was scarce in Israel until a man called Elijah came. And he said, let us not be in between two. Let us call upon our God, the God that can answer by fire. God did not come even though he wanted to come. The coming of God will be by